So no, it's definitely not spray and go.
Okay.
There's a lot that goes into painting brick and a lot of unforeseen things that people don't even consider. Painting is one of the easier and most effective ways to increase the value of your home, interior or exterior. I would say the industry standard for painting is probably like a 2-year warranty. I, however, offer a 3-year with my workmanship, just because I believe in my process, my preparation, and my products. So the 3 Ps.
My God, you're on a hill. You make me seem like a freaking midget. That's okay. Introduce yourself for us, if you don't mind.
Well, my name is Tyler Renfrow. I'm the owner-operator of Revive Painting. I've been working here in Tyler for around, I'd say 9 years now, in the industry for 11. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's just jump into the big question is, when painting exterior brick or exterior surfaces, mainly brick, what kind of prep work is involved? Is there a lot involved, or is it just spray and go?
So no, it's definitely not spray and go.
Okay.
There's a lot that goes into painting brick, and a lot of unforeseen things that people don't even consider, like products. You have to have product knowledge when it comes to painting or staining brick, because whenever you paint brick, it needs to breathe. Okay. So there's specific products you want to use to make sure you can have a long-lasting, solid paint job on your brick, not something that's going to chip off when you pressure wash the house or fade in 2 years. So you just have to have the right product knowledge when it comes to painting brick.
You're good. Just drop it. No, and so that will lead us to our next question. When someone's getting ready to buy or sell a house, and they want to get the biggest bang for their buck, what is something they can do or should they do to make their house more valuable to sell?
Well, always painting. Painting is one of the easier and most effective ways to increase the value of your home, interior or exterior. Is going to increase the property value anywhere between 5 and 10%.
Okay.
So, and then always, I forgot to mention in your last question, when we're starting any paint project, the most important, holy crap.
It's fine.
Okay. The most important part, I would say, would be preparation, and the first step of preparation will be cleaning the surface you're going to paint. So obviously that's very important for any paint job.
Okay. Well, if we're going to be painting the interior, let's say they want to get their something done. Let's say their cabinets need to be done. Let's say it's something that's overuse, overtime, neglect. Let's say they're stain cabinets. Is it better to go ahead and sand and restain, or should they sand and paint? Is that big of a difference? Does it matter? Is it just...
That's completely up to the customer and whatever aesthetic they're going for. If they want stain cabinetry or painted cabinetry. As far as staining cabinets go, it's more of a tedious process. I mean, it could be, according to me anyways, it could be different for a painter who's been staining that's all they do is stain, right? So I kind of do everything full service. So when it comes to staining cabinets, I'll stain new construction, but when you're restaining cabinets, it can be quite tedious, especially if you're going from a dark stain to a light stain.
Gotcha.
That can be quite expensive and time consuming, stripping that old dark stain off. And depending on what type of species of wood, it could get into the grain and make it that much more difficult. That's why I always push for, if a client wants to go from a darker stain to a lighter stain, I'll push for painting cabinets versus staining them, just because today's technology with cabinet painting can really increase the value of the home and look great as well.
Well, I mean, when you're talking time consuming, you're talking money too. So,
exactly.
When you're talking, hey, cost effectiveness, even if you're going to stay in the home for a long period of time, the bang for your buck, painting, you might as well just go ahead and change out the cabinetry if it's that intensive.
Exactly. And in some cases, that's even what I'll recommend is, hey, let's get new cabinet doors, let's get new drawer faces. But the box, we could maybe manage stripping that down and restaining it. But as far as the entire project, some of the profiles on these cabinet doors, with the beveled edges, it can get pretty intense when it comes to stripping and sanding. So it's kind of like cracking the hood on a car that has 400,000 miles on it. Yes, sir.
You don't know until you look. But at least you give them options, something that will help fit their budget as well as what they're trying to go aesthetically.
And that's what it's all about, is customer expectation and satisfaction.
Well, as long as you're honest with them, you're setting that expectation up front. And even if it's unrealistic expectations, you probably communicate that and say, hey, this is what you're asking for. Here's the time and the money involved. Does that
Absolutely.
line up?
Absolutely. And with this many years on the brush, yeah, I've got a plenty of experience to back that up.
Right. Okay. So that being said, you've been in the industry. What kind of customer expect from warranty wise on your work? On work, what is the industry standard, or is there a standard?
So it's kind of a thin line. Some companies don't even offer a warranty, so you really need to watch out for that. I would say the industry standard for painting is probably like a 2 year warranty. I, however, offer a 3 year with my workmanship,
Okay.
just because I believe in my process, my preparation, and my products. So the three P's, and that's basically I don't receive too many callbacks.
Well, that's
So I mean, it's worked this far, and um, yeah, that's what I'm all about is quality.
okay. And for our buyers out there that are going in looking at, we're showing them homes and they're looking in. Is there a way is to be able to tell whether a house has had previous water damage or is there hitting mold? Is there any tricks on that, or is it just pretty much you don't know until you strip it down?
It's a little bit of both, yes. I mean, you can absolutely. One of the biggest things to look out for when you're purchasing a home or looking at a home is look at the woodwork in the home. If it's especially if it's just been painted, if it's a flip, if they did a quick flip, give your trim a scratch test, give your cabinet a scratch test, because especially what I've noticed here in East Texas, there's a lot of so-called painters that are putting latex paint on top of oil-based
Mm-hmm.
trim, which is causing a lot of havoc for professional painters to come behind them and fix them, and it's costing the customers a ton of money.
Right.
So it's very important you do your due diligence and make sure you're hiring the right professional painter.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to educate the people to understand that, just because someone gives you a lower bid doesn't mean that it's always going to get quality. It's going to bite you in the end.
That's right.
So
It's going to cost you twice as much.
And we don't want twice as much. So I appreciate your time, Tyler. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Oh, sorry.
That's okay, dude.
Left-handed.
We're going, dude. We're going. They cut all that stuff out. That's the glorious world about editing.